Hey everyone. Yesterday was day 2 of Advent of AI, and it's been a fun one. I initially started recording my whole process, but instead of that taking like a half hour, it took me more than 2 hours. And I do have a video from that, but it would take me another 2 or 3 hours to edit the whole thing. So instead, I decided to do a shorter version of what I did yesterday and show you a little bit on how I approached the problem. So the task was simple. So on day 2 we are at storyteller booth. Day 1 we were at a different booth where you would have your fortunes told, but here we are telling a story, and the task is simple. We have to create a web application that tells a story, and it's an interactive one. Sort of, you can imagine it like a choose your own adventure. So you go to these different rooms, you make a decision, and that decision determines the rest of your story. And since it's a web app, I decided to create sort of an interactive game that so that we have some images that go with it. And here's how that game looks like. So at the beginning, I decided we're going to have a character builder. I should probably put better heading on that. But at the beginning, what I'll do is I can add items to my character. And my initial plan was to change the outcome of the game or change the behavior in each of the rooms we enter based on what your armory is. But that became a little bit too complicated, though I do have an Easter egg in that. So we can add a sword to our character, we can give him a shield, but we cannot give him all of the 3 elements, right? So you can choose what you want. If you want to have a helmet or a shield, or you want to have nothing, or you want a shield and helmet, all of the combinations are there. The way I have achieved that was by generating a pixelated image using Nano Banana. The one that's for free, it's sufficient. I didn't use the Pro. This has created a image for me, and then I took that image to the Pixelmator, and I did a little bit of iterations on Nano Banana, like have a medieval character and now give him a sword, give him a shield, give him a helmet. And then from that, I decided to create combinations from that. So I didn't generate all of these images, but I generated some of them and then made edits in Pixelmator to sort of combine all of the images that I need. So this is how he looks when he has nothing. Now he has a shield. I missed a spot here, but that's not a problem. Then we have a sword, right? And basically I created all of these versions of this character, which you now can see in the resulting app. So in the background, what happens is I'm just like swapping images. And since it's like almost pixel perfect, it looks like they're being added to the character. All right. So the way I did that, I used my IDE. I used Cursor, but instead of using the chat, I was using Goose. I opened a new terminal, did Goose session, and then started prompting. So I built the character builder and I built each of the scenes that I'm going to show you in a minute. Everything is in a simple React app bundled with Vite, and we have all of the rooms and all of the logic and state bundled in here. Now, of course, this would become a bit hard to navigate if the game got more complex, but it's actually pretty simple. And at some point, I would probably like to add some more levels or some rooms. And in that case, I would probably break this down into more components, set some more solid state logic and stuff like that. But that's about it. All right, so let's take a look at the game. So when I choose my character, I can start the game, and now I have found myself in the magical forest. So the forest is actually a background also generated by Nano Banana, and then I have 2 elements, a story box and a prompt box. So if there's no action, I'll just hit the spacebar to go to the next room. There's a nice little fade animation, and suddenly I meet a angry dog, right? So I have the option now to either pet the dog or battle with the dog. So let's choose pet the dog. We're going to be nice to the dog, and of course, dog, surprised by your affection, calms down and starts to wag its tail. It seems to like you. All right, so now we can proceed. And who do we meet? Of course, we meet Santa, and he says like, "Oh, you're a good boy. You didn't attack my dog, so now you're going to have Merry Christmas." And that's about it. We go back. There are a couple of scenarios. So let's say you're going to choose the battle with the dog. What happens then? I'll go to spacebar, and I have the choice pop up. Battle with the dog. So I beat off the dog. I scared him off. Did something horrible to him, I guess. So when I proceed to meet Santa, he's like, "Hey, dude, what the hell? You tried to kill my dog? No presents for you." And game is over. You lost. So those are the two main scenarios, but there's actually a third scenario where you don't choose a sword. So if you start a game and you proceed to meet the angry doggo and you decide to battle with the dog, what happens? You go straight to game over. You try to battle an angry dog without a sword. What do you think happened? And the game is over. So that was a fun little game, as I mentioned. All of this was just a combination of terminal and cursor, so I can actually see what Goose is doing, and it was surprisingly really quick. I just used the lightweight Gemini Flash 2.5 for that, and it worked really well. Some of the things I have edited manually, some of the things I did using AI, and it was a lot of fun. So, if you feel like joining the challenge, I suggest you do. It's a fun little practice. You have something to do, something to practice your AI skills on, and I'm kind of a fan of that. So, if you want to join the challenge, you can go to Advent of AI. You can still sign up and go through all of the challenges day by day. I've been having fun. Maybe you'll have some fun too. Yeah.